Okay, guys, are you there?
Yes.
Nice. So, all right. So I finished creating the company. So you see the message appearing. Normally, you have to receive a similar thing. Congratulations, you have successfully created your company. So just you click on close. That's all. And you will have access to the database of a new company that we will be that we will start working on. So the parameters are not yet ready 100%. So we'll be talking about how to set the company. We're still in setting up the company. All right, getting started. So you close this box. So getting started. So you have this, of course, Sage 50 Premium Accountant, data processing, and asset accounting. You see that these are the modules that I discussed with you the last time, and I presented the last time with respect clients, revenue, suppliers, inventory, expenses, etc. So you see that everything is blank. So, and we're going to prepare the company's parameters, features before that we start working on the software. So here we are. So you remember, guys, the points or the elements or the details that we started with the software. I say we have to remember that we put the address, etc., the company's name. Is it possible that we change all of this? Yes, by just going to set up. You see, set up is in the menu bar. You go to set up and you have a lot of things there, including settings, user preferences, reports in forms. Of course, click on settings. If you click on settings, you go to the first module that you have in the settings, company, and you click on information. Okay. You will find yourself, by clicking on company information, you'll find yourself able to change all the things that we entered. You remember the fiscal year start, the fiscal year end, the earliest transaction, the name, the address, the type of the business. So you can change whatever you want. So it's something feasible, as I told you. With respect to the element that we cannot change, I said that it's the list of accounts. So the list of accounts we will be working on later, so we can delete, we can add, but it's there and I'll show you how to check it. Okay, so we call this what I did now is after creating the company. Remember this setup settings. And under setup settings, you click on company because you are able, by clicking on company information, you are able to change all the details that you entered when you started the company. So remember this for you guys. Going back to setup settings, we will discover the setup settings in all the features. So I click on setup settings, go to company. Okay, we talked about information. See, let's go to system. All right. For the system, I need your attention because I need to talk about some elements. Look at this first title, cash basis accounting. Okay, cash basis accounting. So I have the possibility that I click on use cash basis accounting. Okay. But when clicking on this option, you see there is an advisor. You have to get familiar with the advisor. Every time you have to click on something important or a feature that is modifying completely the way you present the financial information. So you will have this advisor. Advisor, you said that check with your accountant before choosing an accounting method. Cash basis accounting in the user guide for more information, so you can check this. So you say the close. And what is the meaning of cash basis accounting? So let's remember. So we know, and you are accountants, right? You are majoring in accounting. Okay, what's the difference between cash basis accounting? What is the opposite of cash basis accounting? What is the opposite? I said that versus. You remember this? Accruals.
Accrual.
Yes, accruals basis accounting. Excellent. I think that you know the difference, right? What's the main difference between accruals basis accounting and cash basis accounting? What are the main differences? cash basis, accruals basis. Let me help you with something. For both, you can analyze the difference from two aspects: revenue recognition and expense recognition. I mean, when we recognize the revenue, when we recognize an expense under cash and under accruals. But before that we go, which method is the method, let's say, that we adopt in IFRS? Is it accruals or cash?
Accruals.
Accruals. Yes, accruals. What is the meaning of revenue recognition under accruals? Under accruals, the revenue recognition is dictated that the revenue is recognized when the performance obligation is satisfied. Performance obligation is satisfied. Example, when the goods are shipped to the customer, this is the performance obligation that has been satisfied, and therefore we record the revenue. Does it really matter in accruals basis accounting that we record the revenue only if we get the cash? It does not make sense. Accruals basis accounting is saying no, we record the revenue regardless you get paid or you didn't get paid. Accruals basis accounting is the recognizing the revenue when the performance obligation is satisfied, regardless you get paid from the customer or not. So if you're going to use accruals basis accounting, so you will not be checking this use cash basis accounting. You know, guys, for some small and medium-sized entities, particularly for an owner or a sole proprietorship activity, it's possible if you are selling only in cash, you don't have credit. So just use the cash basis accounting, and it's possible that you take benefit from, because you don't have, if you're using the cash basis accounting, then it's very simple. We don't have accounts payable, we don't have accounts receivable. Okay, so the expense is an expense when it is paid, and the revenue is a revenue when it is received. As opposite to accruals, the revenue is a revenue when the performance obligation is satisfied, regardless we get paid or not. And also for the expense recognition principle, we recognize the expense when it is incurred and not when it is paid. It doesn't matter whether we paid for the expense or not, but if it is incurred, so we have to record it. Make sense? All right. We have other features here. For example, you use the check number as a source code for cash expenses and revenues. It's of course, when checking this parameter, of course, you will have the possibility to put the check number in every single aspect of the payment and the receipt. It's also for security reason that we are allowing these options. Listen, this student version, software student version. So you have the possibility to do whatever you want. معناتها it's possible, it's permitted انك you change the parameters اللي تحب. Okay? But in reality, when we talk about not the student version, we'll talk about a professional version. So of course, not all of the features are available for all the users. Yani, what does it mean? And then if you have to check a lot of transactions in the future beyond the session date, you have to understand the meaning of a session date. What is a session date? Hi guys, I'm just closing the setup settings. A session date. This is the session date. I'm going on the top right of the software. You see session date, January 1st, 2023. Is the date on which you are working on the software. We assume that today is January 1st, 2023. Makes sense. Is it possible that I record a transaction related to January 5th, 2023, and our date, our session date is January 1st, 2023. It means today is the 1st of January. Am I in a possibility to record a transaction related to the 5th of January? Normally, it's not possible because you are in the date, so you cannot record transactions related to a future activity. So therefore, you have the option setup settings. You go to company, system. If you click on allow transaction in the future beyond the session date, it's going to be possible for the accountant and all the users of the software, and when they record transactions in the future. Of course, for security reasons, أنا ما نحطهاش. I don't allow the transactions in the future. So you have to record only things or elements اللي هما historical. If a transaction occurred, إذا كان نبدل session date as an example, no? Just change the session date to be February 1st. Okay? Or the 1st of February. Done. Okay, am I in a possibility or a possible way to record transaction belonging to the month of January? And I'm in February 1st. I do have some transactions that were not recorded related to the month of January. Is it possible? Yes, of course it's possible because this is historical. Okay, so it's the history that you can record, but you cannot record something in the future beyond the session date. Make sense?
Yes.
Nice. So be careful. هذه أول date that we have to understand. هذه guys, don't forget it. This is what we call the session date. Okay. Now get back, setup settings. Company, system. Please guys, keep allow transactions in the future. Warn if the transactions are 1 day in the future. And if you selected the possibility and you offer to the user to record transactions beyond the session date. Please warn me if the transactions are 10 days in the future. Okay? معناتها هنا باش يخرج لك advisor in case we record a transaction. For example, احنا توا January 1st, 2023. This is our session date. If I'm going to record the transaction, the date of the transaction is January 15th, it's going beyond 10 days in the future. So يخرج لك advisor يقول لك راهو you're going to record the transactions. Are you certain that is going beyond 10 days? So you warn me, okay? If there is something like that. So put 1 day. Warn if accounts are not balanced when entering a new month. So, you know, guys, the importance of the double entry system that we have to prepare every time. And before that, we prepare the financial statements, the trial balance. If we have a trial balance, the trial balance must be equal, must be balanced. So debits equal credits. If debits does not equal or debits are not equaling credits, so of course there is an error. So the system will not be giving you the chance to make something unbalanced. So in all cases, if you'd like that to get the warning and say that about if there is something that is not balanced, of course you can check this option. But in all cases, the system will not be giving you the chance to work on something unbalanced. So you see, guys, I'm in the menu of setup again. I remind you that point. Setup settings, and I am under the company module. You see that the company settings, and I check the information. I'm checking the system. We do have features, okay? I say that we do have backup, no problem. So that we have also the possibility to set up our credit cards. We have the possibility to set our sales taxes. You know, guys, in Tunisia, of course, these parameters are important. The sales taxes, among the famous sales taxes that we have in Tunisia is the value added tax, TVA, right? Okay, so what is the value added tax? You have to set the rates. So every time you record in a transaction, and this transaction should be, let's say, you should compute the value added tax for. So it's going to be journalized systematically. So you have to set the rates. You know, in Tunisia, we have rates of 19%, 13%, and 7%. So these are the three rates that we're working on. It depends on the product. It depends on the activity that we use the tax rate that we prefer. But you see, you are in the position to change the tax rate and the tax code, etc. You have also currency. You know, guys, when we record the transactions, it's important to select the currency that you're recording the transactions with. Therefore, you have to be careful with what is the currency that you are willing to present the financial statements with. Okay? For example, if we are in Tunisia, so of course, we have to present the financial statements in Tunisian dinar. If we're in Canada, so the Canadian dollar. If you're in the United States, etc. Okay? Here we have to select the preferences, how to present the numbers on your financial reports or in your system. First thing first, if you're dealing with foreign currency transactions, it means it's possible to purchase some goods from external suppliers, let's say foreign suppliers. So please check, I won't enter transaction using foreign currencies. And when clicking on enter transactions using foreign currencies, it's possible to set the foreign currency that you're dealing with or the currencies, okay, because you have the possibility to set many foreign currencies transactions. The Japanese yen, the Brazilian real, so it depends how you're dealing with. So نرجع لهنا للفورمات. I don't know whether you are getting the point. هنا 1000 separator. تعرفوا احنا at Tunis Business School we're using the American system. احنا 1000 separator بالنسبة لنا هو الفيرجول هكا ولا normally. هنا in this system حاطين 1000 separator, it's a space. Okay? It's a blank. So شفتوا هنا كيف just I click on the blank هنا يظهر لنا 1000 separator. So for example 999,000 okay dollars. It's also possible انه نفهموا decimal places. What does it mean the decimal places? هنا the decimal separator احنا we're familiar انه نحطوا البوينت. Okay? So the 1000 separator نجم نحط الفيرجول. It's possible. تولي هنا نقربوا للفورمات that we know at Tunis Business School. So 999,999.99. So it's a matter of selection. Okay? أنت تختار الفورمات that you are let's say preferring. Make sense? So the home currency so please keep the Canadian dollar. Make sense?
Sir, I have a question.
Please go ahead.
Okay. So let's suppose I'm going to value the money that I have on my cash balance, for example, and I made transactions with dollars, and I want the transactions to, I want to account my my income, for example, in Tunisian dinars. Is there a converter, or I should convert my my foreign currencies with the dinar?
All right. So if you'd like to convert your financial statement from currency to another, of course, you see you have the possibility to enter, let's say, the source of the foreign currency exchange. So it's a matter of choice. الستودنت فيرجن اللي عندنا ما تعطيكش السيستماتيك كونفرجن بتاع الانتاير financial statements from currency to another. اما الاكسشينج ريت I can set it myself. معناتها I can set the exchange rate اللي نختاره انا. Am I going to use هنا the problem بتاع foreign currency transaction we have to be aware of انه تعرفوا transactions ديما يصيروا over a period of time from January to December. وقت اللي تحضر financial statement like for example income statement انت عندك multiple and many revenues that were realized هكا ولا for example you sold in January you sold in February الconversion rate اللي باش تستعمله is it going to be an average ولا is it going to be I don't know weighted average is it going to be كان شيء بتاع December 31st so هنا انت عندك possibility to put this in your software فالسوفتوير ما ينجمش يعمل لك الكونفرشن ريل تايم اوكي لازم يكون عنده الهيستوري بتاع الريتس which is not possible السيج 50 اللي عندنا ما يعملش الكونفرشن بالاكسشينج ريت بتاع الديت اوف ذا ترانزاكشن اللهم انت تقول له الاكسشينج ريت بتاع الديت اوف ذا ترانزاكشن قداش which is going to be difficult so يعني هنا technically نحكيه technically speaking مستحيل يخرجهم لك ريل معناتها لازمك تحط just an average for example كي تحط السوفت وير في البارامتر an average of an exchange rate for a period يعمل لك الكونفرشن الكل اما you know الافريج فيه too many limitations حتى ما يعطيكش حاجات ريل ماهيش حاجات دقيقه معناتها you purchased ولا you sold in January باش تعمل له نفس الكونفرشن rate as we sold during June there is a difference انت تاخذ average approximately to find the financial statements ama is not going to be accurate. Other versions of software هذايا particularly Sage 100 ولا Sage 1000 يعملوا real time so يربطك شنو هو exchange rate ولا real exchange rate just you have to select the source شنو هي السورس نتاع المعلومه اللي عندك so for example Yahoo exchange ولا حاجه كيما هذه it's possible with other types of versions or other versions in the software.
Clear. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay. So currency information must be saved before processing. Do you want to continue? Of course, if you'd like to save, you click yes. If you don't like to save, so you click no. So just to نرجع بكم شوية I say that no just l'objective انه هنا ردوا بالنا يا تبعوني يا نخليه كيما هو as is okay so as is يولي ثم space في 1000 separator والديسيمال separator نرجعوا تقريبا للسيستم التونسي نتاعنا نحطوا الفيرجول it's up to you نجموا نخليو السيستم نتاعنا احنا it's okay نحطوا السيستم اللي احنا مرتاحين فيه اما الاكتيفيتيز that I'm presenting موجودين بالسيستم هذايا اللي موجود سو اللي هو 1000 separator is a space والفيرجول هي فيرجول بالبوينت بالمعنى اليو اس نتاعنا so we put it as is here نخليوها كيما هي so just to eliminate the areas of confusion في النمبرز so click on ما تبدلوا شيء في الكرنسي set up settings company system قلنا features احنا وصلنا للكرنسي okay alright so this are the major elements that we're presenting ثم forms بطبيعة the how to prepare يعني when we talk about the forms معناتها how it's presented the details وبعد نرجعوا لهم هذوما because we talk about the format of the invoice the format of the report etc you can put the email you can put the date form هنا of course day month year so you can change it معناتها you are selecting the elements that you are comfortable with تنجم تحط اللوجو بتاع الكمباني etc. Okay, so after this company, so عندنا general you see budgets. We can use the budget, of course, the budgeting procedures, but based on historical information that we have, we can use some budgeting activities, make some budgeting activities. For the numbering, you remember this. قلنا راهو number of digits نجم نختاروا. If we're talking about a big company, نجم يكون عندي too many account numbers. So be careful. اختار النمبر اللي هو so comfortable ما تحاولش خلي روحك مخنوق because بعد when you're going to create your account بعد تلقى روحك under pressure ما عادش عندك space باش تحط an additional asset يعني ديما خلي روحك منفس اكثر معناتها ما تقول راني نستحق 4 حط 6 اوكي no problems معليش so تعطيك اكثر possibility and flexibility to create accounts. Of course you can change the range etc. okay. No. Okay. Setup settings. Company. Or general, I'm sorry. We're talking about the names. I'm on the departments or departments. Okay. Names. Linked accounts. And then for the linked accounts, I prefer that I talk about them later. And then, as you know, guys, and FAMA, just presenting the points. FAMA, too many modules, client and revenues, suppliers and expenses, inventory services, employees and payroll, projects, banking, company, etc. These are modules. For all the modules, with no exceptions. And I go to setup settings. باش تلقاو روحنا approximately we do have settings for all the modules. معناتها for company, for suppliers and expenses, for clients and revenues, for payroll, employees and payroll, inventory services, projects, etc. For all of them, نختاروا for example suppliers and expenses. عندي possibility اني نمشي لحاجه اسمها linked account. طبعا بعد نفسروها linked accounts, but I would like to show this to you in advance. Linked account. We will be using this extensively in the future. Linked account. If I go to clients and revenue, the next linked account. Okay. If I go to payroll, linked account. If I go to inventory and services, again, linked account. You see, every single module we have in the software, we have a linked account for. Okay. And we're going to discover the linked account and the importance of the linked account step by step. We have يعني in the activities بتاعنا تقول لي راهو سير به احنا we already did set up settings. الكمباني رجعنا شفنا الديتيلز اللي عملناهم earlier قلنا we can change all of them نجموا modify وشفنا زاده some elements في general. تقول لي what do you think about going to suppliers and expenses؟ نجموا we can discover the settings اما رانا we will see them وقت نتعداو للموديول هذا عندنا عليه activities that we have to discuss. So نجم ندخل على suppliers and expenses. I discover the features نلقى الادرس نلقى options ما نفهمش معناتها first aging period. So we will use this. But what does it mean now? Of course it's going to take a period it's going to take time to explain and we will discover them later. Likewise for the clients, etc. etc. Make sense? But now I will skip this part. معناتها احنا ديما set up settings. We have settings for all the modules. We will discover the settings of all the modules with activities. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Nice. If you have any question, please let me know. Still in the preferences, we have set up. You say settings. We discovered this setup settings, but it's possible. And we discover user preferences. What are reports and forms? For example, if you click on user preferences, would you prefer that in the software we use accounting terms وإلا we use non-accounting terms؟ هنا السيستم يعطيك يقول لك use non-accounting terms because if I am an engineer I am able to use the software even though I don't have any clue on what is debit, what is credit, etc. No, خليه use non-accounting terms because it's going to be something interesting for you. You're familiar with accounting terms مش مشكلة. But let's discover people that are using accounting software and they're not accountants. Okay. For Microsoft Excel, language. Would you prefer the English, the French, the Spanish, etc.? So now these are about preferences for options. View, what we would like to view, the color scheme. So of course these are things that the user is up to the user to decide on what is the background, what is the best color in the report that you prefer, etc. So in the setup again, other than settings, user preferences, we have reports and form. Reports and form يعني قراو إيتاليك وسولينيي what do you think بعد about المارجن قديش تحط margin for the reports for the check for the all the documents that you need invoices and financial statements how you would like to present them. So يعني these are preferences again. احنا par défaut عندنا it's okay معناتها خليهم توا اما راهو you can change all of them. هذاك علاش ديما في السيت اب فما settings اللي هو important في features مهمين برشا. but user preferences reports and forms is for the user to decide on what is the element اللي يحب يبدله ولا يحب يخليه. okay. تنجموا تاخذوا معناتها على السوفت وير هذا يو ديسكفر عندكم في حتى في الدوكيومنتس اللي حطيتها لكم على ba.platform.tn ديسكفري على المنيوز هذوما نتاع اليوزر بريفرنسز ريبورتس اند فورمز. اما معناتها اونستلي ما هماش حاجات اللي احنا باش ناخذوا نحكيو عليهم ياسر. اوكي let's go to the major elements now. خرجنا من السيت اب settings قلنا we can look up the company's information. Don't forget this by clicking on setup company information ونجموا نبدلوا لهنا حكايه الفيسكال يير and the details اللي احنا حكينا عليهم etc. Let's move now. تتفكروا الفورث ستيب وقت اللي خدمنا creating a new company ثم fourth step اللي قلت لكم يا جماعه be careful. It's something that we cannot reverse, something that we cannot change if we create the company. Do you remember this fourth step? الفورث ستيب وقت اللي اخترنا عملنا سيلكشن نتاع حاجه. What is it?
Activity service وكل.
صحيت activity service. We can change the activity by the way. Just برافو عليك الاكتيفيتي اللي شفنا فيها الاكتيفيتي اما راهو I can change the activity. نمشي للسيت اب settings نمشي للكمباني اوكي click on the company and go to information. شفتوا الاندستري تايب؟ اوكي I can change the industry type. اللي ما نجمش نبدله بسهوله هو حاجه اخرى هو الليست اوف اكونتس. فكرتوهم الليست اوف اكونتس اللي هو عطاهم as suggestion يقول لك راهو you selected the service company نعطيك الليست نتاع الاكونتس اللي approximately يمشيوا مع your type of company اللي هو service. اوكي so وين نجم نلقى list of accounts. Okay, a list of accounts that are proposed by the system for the user. Yeah, guys, every time you need something related to accounting, معناتها account numbers, ledger, journal, trial balance, I don't know what is the documents that you need, معناتها أما is related to accounting. So always you can find it in the company module. عندك just one address in the software. Every single question نسألك عليها in exam ولا in activities etc. related to accounting you have to go to company module. If I go to the company module we have some let's say icons that you have to discover. عندنا tasks, projects, daily business manager, data management وفما ريتو accountants tasks هذوما that's the point that we're looking at. Accountant tasks تلقى chart of account. You see chart of account the list of accounts that we're using اللي هم عملنا لهم السيستم عملنا لهم creation واحد. So if you would like to check the list of accounts simple click on view account. Okay view accounts. But these are the accounts that were created based on what? السيستم عمل لهم suggestion انه عمل لك creation بتاع الاكونتس هذوما based on your activity اللي هي it's a service company. Okay عندنا ال current assets حط لك cash to be deposited etc. etc. The question now, am I able to remove some accounts that I don't need? If I don't need this account, can I remove this account? Yes or no? What do you think?
Yes.
Of course, yes. Of course,
Yes.
yes. If you would like to delete, احنا شو عملنا already. So we are in the chart of account. قل view account. عندك the possibility to delete. أما نقول لكم كيفاش. The first is that the chart of account. If you'd like to delete an existing account, ما تمشيش ل view account. اكتب remove account. You see that you click on remove account. واختار شنو الاكونت that you would like to remove. Okay? And you remove it. مثلا نختار انه I would like to remove نختار liability account. I don't know. Let's say sorry. American Express payable. Okay? I would like to remove this American Express payable. تختار احنا هنا it's okay selected. Click on OK. يقول لك are you sure you want to remove the accounts American Express payable? If you click on yes, it's gonna be removed from the system. Is it possible انه software يقول لك you cannot remove this account؟ معناتها تجي تفسخ account ما تنجمش تفسخه. الامريكان اكسبريس هذا if you'd like to remove it كان يعديك. اما انت باش نعمل امر remove account معين اللي هو 1200 is the account receivable. اوكي نقول له اوكي. في الامريكان اكسبريس بايبل اللي هو liability account قال لك you can remove it. اما now شو خرج لي sage 50 يقول لي this account cannot be removed when it's being used as linked account. alright. مش حكينا عليهم linked account قلنا ثم some linked accounts اللي موجودين في السيستم. معناتها if this account is linked to a module معين so you cannot remove it. This is one. So all the linked accounts are not to be removed. معناتها you can remove all accounts except the linked account. وشكون هم accounts that you cannot remove other than the linked account? Hi guys, هنا just to let you know we can remove. We cannot, okay, cannot remove a linked account and I cannot remove a non-zero balance account. يعني in case عملنا some transactions, we recorded some transactions. I use this account when recording the transaction. معناتها عندك balance. It could be debit, it could be credit. So you cannot remove an account with a non-zero balance. إذا كانوا هو, so the two conditions to remove لازم يكون is not linked and it's a zero balance. If it's a zero balance or non-linked account or unlinked account if you prefer, so of course you can remove it. Otherwise you cannot remove this account. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So guys, keep this in your mind. No. مش كل accounts are it's possible to all accounts to be removed. يا جماعة ما زلنا ما نفهموش معناتها linked. I understand. مش معناتها linked account معناتها. So we will discover them. أما جوست لازمني نقول لكم من ورا we can remove all accounts except. Okay. But can we modify an existing account? معناتها modifying an existing account. مثلا نجي لاكونت معين يقول لك it's okay. معناتها الاكونت هذا أي معناتها حاجتي بيه. But I would like to change the title. Am I in possibility to change it? Of course, I can modify any account I prefer. هنعملوا activity and we modify some accounts. هنا guys to modify the account عندك two ways. Yeah, you click on the chart of account, you click on modify account وتختار account that you would like to modify and then you modify it, or you can do it by going to view accounts. Just you see the list of accounts that you see and تمشي للاكونت اللي تحب تبدله. Let's go for this account اللي تقول inventory assets. The account اللي هو التايتل بتاعه inventory asset 1500. Under this heading account عندنا sub categories, category A, B, C. Of course هو السيستم يسمي لك كاتيجوري بعد الانفنتوري assets يعطيك كاتيجوري A, B, C. يقول لك اختار انت سميهم معناتها بالطبيعه in your business مش تسمي A, B, C. Okay, so you're going to modify these inventory accounts. So to modify it, I double click. I just double click on. instead of category A اللي هي general account خاطر السيستم يعطيك يعني يعطيك proposal على يقول لك راهو عندك inventory so A B C سميهم انت. So we change this inventory to become, for example, computer supplies. Computer supplies. So I'll give you the chance. And you go to the chart of account تمشيو للاكونت نمبر هاكا النمبر نتاعو 1520 or 1520 اللي اسمه category A. Just you change the name by putting computer supplies instead of category A. So change this account from category A to computer supplies. I give you 30 seconds to do it. Is it okay? Done. Was it done, guys?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, sir.
بدلنا له الاسم نتاعو, right? Computer supplies. To validate عندنا possibility نعملو save and close. You see, save and close. You click on save and close. So look at the title now, computer supplies. Make sense? Let's go to category B. Category B, I just double click as usual, double click on category B. This inventory account, we're gonna be naming it manuals. Manuals. Okay, so please change category B to become manuals. And do not click on save and close. خاطر we're going to use another feature. شفتوا هنا ثم category B category C. كان باش نحب نبدل الكاتيجوري C اللي من بعد علاش تعمل save and close وتعاود ترجع you click on category C. شفتوا لهنا you can advance with going to the next account in the list. You see? How? Is the arrow? So you click on what? The next. Go to the next account in the list. ما تخرجش من. It's okay. Click on. Do you wish to save your changes? Yes. So already ولا manual وتعديت للكاتيجوري C. For the category C, you will name it now computer hardware. Computer hardware. So this is the category C that we're changing the title from category C to computer hardware. Now you can click on save and close. So what we did, it's just trying to modify some accounts, modifying, for example, the title of the account. So we need the inventory assets, but it's not A, B, C, but we name them computer supplies, manuals, and computer hardware. I'll give you just 1 minute to finalize all of this work. So computer supplies, manuals, computer hardware. These are the 3 categories of inventory asset that we changed the name for. We still have other modifications to be accomplished. I give you just, I say 1 minute to finish all of this and we get back to modification of some other accounts. At the meantime, if you have any question, of course, you may ask me. Okay, shall we move, guys?
I think yes.
All right. Getting back to check some basic elementary things in accounting with you. Guys, if you're going to sell an inventory, what's the journal entry that you have to record when it comes to the sale of inventory? Imagine that you're selling for $5,000 and you receive cash from the customer. So what shall I debit? What shall I credit? The sale of inventory for a selling price of 5,000.
Debit cash and credit inventory.
You debit cash for 5,000. This is the selling price, yes. And you credit? It's one of the basics, right?
Inventory.
You credit sales revenue.
No, sales revenue.
Yes, because this is the selling price. What you're talking about is a step 2, which is debit and cost of goods sold.
And credit.
Credit and inventory. And this second part is not with the selling price, is with the cost. What cost me the goods that I'm selling? That's why with the COGS. This is one is the selling price, and this is for the cost. Maybe it cost me 3,000, okay? Am I correct? So every single transaction related to sale, you have 2 steps. And then in case you're using what? المغفور له perpetual inventory system. Do we have another system that we can use when recording transaction like this? عندنا perpetual وعندنا another one. I don't know whether you still remember it.
Periodic.
Yes, it's periodic inventory system. Excellent. So in case of periodic inventory system, what's the difference between perpetual and periodic? Is that the same transaction, except that you don't have the second step. There we don't record it under the perpetual periodic inventory system. This COGS inventory is not recorded. Then in the software systematically we're gonna be using the perpetual inventory system. But if you'd like to use the periodic, it's possible. It's one of the features that we can set. اما كيف نقول هكا ريتو انا الانفنتوري سميته كمبيوتر سبلايز مانوالز كمبيوتر هاردوير. اي ماذا بيا نعرف الجروس بروفيت نتاع كل element نبيعه كيفاش. ايش معناتها جروس بروفيت؟ The gross profit is always the sales revenue minus the cost of goods sold. هكا ولا؟ In reality, yes, معناتها كلام صحيح. But how many types of goods are we selling? هذا يقول لي for example عندي 3 inventories. So automatically system شفتوا ثم search field لهنا باش نمشي للاكونت اللي هو يبدا 4020. لو تفهموني علاش 4000 هما الريفينيوز معناتها the revenue category تبدا with 4. شوفوا ايش عندي بالضبط لهنا في ال 4020. sales inventory A معناتها هو الريفينيو نتاع الانفنتوري A. معناتها السوفت وير ما يحطش الريفينيوز الكل مع بعضهم. No. For statistical purposes. For analytical procedures. نحب نعرف قديش الريفينيو نتاع الانفنتوري هذا وقديش الكوست اوف جود سولد نتاع الانفنتوري هذا and what is the gross profit for each category of inventory. So we're going to separate all of these revenues on purpose. انه نجم نعمل كيما نقولوا per product line. I can set the revenue per product line. شفتوا the use of the technology is helping a lot. خليني نحصر قديش عملت revenue for this category of inventory and what is my gross profit in this category. Yeah. Sales of inventory A, I have to change the title. So I double click. كيما سميت الانفنتوري A سميناها الانفنتوري A سميناه computer supplies. So مش تحط هنا sales computer باهي. Likewise باش نلقى عندي sales inventory B. I will move بعد نتعدى to the next go to the next account in the list. Okay. I will change ال B or sales inventory B to sales manuals. Okay, sales manuals. And I go to the next account in the list and I change sales inventory. See? With sales computer hardware. Make sense? And I click on save and close. So I changed, let's say, some revenue accounts on purpose. خاطر باش نستعملوهم بعد when we talk about sales revenue. So sales computer supplies, sales manual, sales computer hardware. Make sense? That's fine, guys. No questions?
Yes.
Sales computer supplies, sales manuals, sales computer hardware. Okay. I will go to an account. شفتوا هنا in the search field محلانا باش نتعداو الاكونت اخر اللي هو 5020. نعرف الاكونت اللي يبداو ب5 هما expenses. شفتوا الهارموني في النمبرز محلاهم. 5020 علاش شفتم 5040 5020 5030 والاخرين اسمهم 4020 4030 4040 يعني اتس اوردر الاوردر نتاع الكاتيجوري نتاع السيرفيس ولا الكاتيجوري اوف ذا انفنتوري ديما يقعد ان هارموني يعني خاطر حتى في الاكونتس that we'll see بعد in the journal كيفاش نحط سيلز ريفينيو مش السيلز ريفينيو مش التوتال مش السيلز ريفينيو نتاع الكل سيلز ريفينيو نتاع الاي سو معاه في الضبط الكوكس نتاع الاي والانفنتوري اي سو معناتها you gonna be tracing الاسيت والاكسبنس والريفينيو على الكاتيجوري هذيك. It looks like you're preparing a single statement for each category. هذاك علاش يعطيك البرفورمانس of the company in terms of profit or loss per segment, per product, per service. It's okay?
Yes.
Nice. So we're going to COGS, cost of goods sold, right? So you're going to change category A, B, C. Now we're in the modification. This is the last modification that we have to do. The category A, so باش نسميه COGS, computer supplies. All right, they're 5020, COGS, computer supplies. Go to the next account. The category B, I will change it, so COGS. Yeah, I go to the third. It's going to be COGS. Computer hardware. So you click on save and close. If you finish changing the COGS for each category of inventory, see that COGS computer supplies 5020, 5030 COGS manual, and 5040 COGS computer hardware. Can I make sure that you're fine, guys? You're following me 100%?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Guys, something that we can modify an account. قلنا we can delete an account, but before that we delete an account. ما يخليك system you delete an account only if this account is not linked and it's a zero balance. It's okay. It's unlinked account and the zero balance account. إذا كانوا ماهوش zero balance you will never remove it على خاطر في balance متاع money اللي هو used in transactions in journalizing, so ما تنجمش تنحيه الاكونت اذا كان فيه already معناتها صار فيه debit or credit, or if it's linked you cannot. Can we add an account? Can we add an account? معناتها this is an existing list of an account. Can I add an account? Normally yes. نجم نزيد accounts قد ما نحب ننقص accounts. It's possible. How to add an account? سيدي just I'm just checking. As you close this chart of account. Okay, نرجع للchart of account. You have the possibility to add an account. You see the second option in the chart of account. You click on add an account. This is the first way. Okay. تنجم تعمل add an account من أي بلاصة تحب عليه. You can click on view account. وتنجم تعمل هنا add. By the way, you can add an account from there. Edit. Or I'm sorry, fine. You can create. You see, you create an account. Make sense? معناتها تكون في الشارت اوف اكونت تعمل create والا تكون في الشارت اوف اكونت هنا في in the main view of the software and you click on add an account. So let's click on add account. نزيدوا الاكونت. الاكونت هذايا number is 202090. L'account is 202090. معناتها what is the type of this account? زعما شنو الاكونت هذايا؟ إذا كان يبدأ ب 2 it's what? It's a liability. خاطر the class 1 is for asset, the class 2 is for liability, 3 is for equity, 4 is for revenue, 5 for expenses. Remember this order. 2290. So the account name is deductions. Deductions. Okay. Deductions total. Nice. What I don't understand is what should be the type of this account? I don't know. You see, I don't know. What does this group heading? What does this group account? What is subgroup account? Subgroup total. What is group account? What is group total? You see? شنو highlighted there؟ بربي ركزوا معايا في الفيرست تايب. ال H شدوهم بربي مليح التايبس هذوما. H يقصد به جروب هيدنج. سب جروب اكونت يقصد به A، هكا يعمل لك A. سب جروب توتال يعطيك S. جروب اكونت is a G and جروب توتال يعطيك T. So these are the things that we are highlighting. تو نرجع لهم. أنا نختار لهنا just put it sub group total. حطوا sub group total. ما نعرفش معناتها sub group total by click on it. Okay. We'll click on save and close. Save and close. نمشيو للchart of account, view account. بربي اكتبوا في search field 202090. شفتوها 202090? Yes. This is the account that we created. Okay, I give you the time to create this account. I give you 30 seconds, you say. انك تعملوا creation نتاع الاكونت هذايا 202090. هنا مش نعاود نفسخوا الاكونت اما ما تتبعونيش. So please create this account 202090 and you know how. انه just you go to the chart of account, you add account وتحط النمبر and the account number and the account title وما تنساوش تحطوا انه هو sub group total S sub group total. Okay. If you finish creating this account, get back to me. On my view. أنا فسخت already the account and I will create it just in few minutes.
Sir, what's the name of the account again?
The account name is I'm sorry, so it's deductions total. Yes, deductions total.
Thank you.
All right, so the account name, so this is the account name, deductions total. والaccount number متاعو is 2020-90. هذا الاكونت نمبر نتاعو. So it's 2020-90 deduction total. وتحطوا له type التايب نتاعو S sub group total sub group total. Okay. Can I get you back?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and now guys, I remove this account. It does not exist on my chart of account. I need your attention انه نمشي للمنيو متاع list of accounts ولا chart of accounts ثم check mark ريتوها it's in red. Check the validity of accounts. معناتها if I put نحب نفهم شو check the validity of accounts. هنا I will going to click on this check the validity of accounts. انتم عندكم الاكونت خليه على جنب. شو يقول لي عندي هنا what is the message appearing from Sage 50 information? The accounts are in a logical order. The accounts are in a logical order. به معناتها حاجة به حاجة yes. But what is the consequences that we do have accounts or a chart of account that is in a logical order? I will discuss this with you. به خليني نرجع توا. I go back to Sage. نمشي للchart of account. I will do the same thing like you did. نعمل add account. Sorry. Click on add account. قلنا 2020-90 هكا ولا؟ So the account title is deductions. وشنو ال type of account is subgroup total. I click on save and close. I get back to the chart of accounts, view accounts. Again, I will be going to the same menu and the same button, and I have to check the validity of accounts. Click on check. What is the message appearing there? Let's read the message. Your accounts are not in a logical order. The reason is that there is a missing subgroup account before account number 2020-90 deductions total. معناتها before that we created this account ما كانش عندنا مشكلة. So the accounts were in a logical order. After creating this account يقول لي راهو عندك a problem. What is the problem? So you are not in a logical order. If I'm not in a logical order برا نمشي له نقول له لهنا الريبورتس. You see the reports انا توا under the company module I go to the reports قول له اعطيني for example the trial balance. صحيح trial balance is zero ما زلنا ما عملنا حتى transaction فقول له اعطيني trial balance. click on trial balance and you go to display. What is the message? It's the same message. Your accounts are not in a logical order. معناتها the reports يا سيدي نحبش trial balance. I need the balance sheet. Display. Your accounts are not in logical order. So I cannot prepare, I cannot show any report, right? همشي income statement. You see? So no reports are being issued within the software if your chart of accounts is not in a logical order. Okay. Go to the view. كلمة logical order we have to understand it. Guys, this is the last element for today's session. معناتها we're going to finish the session after presenting this part. اللي هي تخص what? Please, I need your attention. What is it? Type. The type. تتفكروا التايبس يا جايز وقتنا نعملوا الكاونت وقتنا we create an account يقول لك راه ثم H ثم A ثم S ثم T هكا ولا هما اساميهم واضحه معناتها just كيف I double click على اي account ها هو ال H ايش معناتها؟ just give you the time to understand. شفتوا ال H يقصد بيه شنو التايب هذايا؟ It's a group heading. Group heading. A subgroup account اللي تقول A account type with A. What does mean A؟ اللي هو subgroup account. This is the meaning. Subgroup account. What is the S? Subgroup total. كان ساعات تلقى some accounts that are with S. Okay. The G account اللي هو group account ساعات تلقى G account. You see the G? Purchase payment, prepayment. Okay. And the group total you find the T. معناتها هذوما just to باش ما يعاودش يكتبهم لك لهنا is too much. So you have to get familiar with these letters A, H, S, G and T. Okay. نفسروا ايش معناتها H. Hi guys, I need your attention here. What's an H? يقول له group heading. Group heading يعني نعطيك example. انت مش عندك inventory it's a current asset وعندك accounts receivable current asset وكاش مش لازمهم كاتيجوري اسمها current assets باش تنظم الشارت اوف اكونت نتاعك ويفهم انه الامبريلا اللي فيها الانفنتوري اكونت ريسيفبل كاش از وات كورنت اسيت سو ذيس از وات التايب نتاعو هذا لازم يكون كان اتش ال because it's a heading. لا نحطوا لا في الديبت لا في الكريدت يا جايز ما نستعملوا لا في ديبت لا في كريدت هو just an account to organize your chart of accounts. It's a heading account نقولوا له is a non-postable account. Non-postable account. What does it mean non-postable account? معناتها we don't use in the debit and credit. We don't use in debit in credit. معناتها you will never find it in the journal entry. عمرك ما تشوف روحك you debit a current asset or you credit a current asset. You debit inventory, accounts receivable, cash اللي هما postable account. Make sense? Guys, are you fine with the H?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Yeah, guys, if you have H, it's a must أن يكون عندك T. خاطر كي تقول عندي current asset, it's a must أنك تعطيني قديش التوتال متاع current assets. Total current assets. So by nature, إذا كان you created an H, it's a must that you created T account. كان نرجع توا للchart of account نتاعنا ناخذ الإكزامبل. في current assets شفتوا عندنا ال H current assets شوفوا عندنا T total current assets. إذا كان عندي inventory assets H, so I do have total inventory assets. معناتها it's a must إنك في كل H you will find a T. And what is the T? The title هو group total. So group heading, group total. إذا كان you created a group heading, so it's a must that you create a group total. مش it's a must that you create. كن متأكد إذا كانك تعمل H راه باش يصنع لك السيستم وحده من غير ما تقول له راه باش يعطيك total. يقول لك it's a must راه ما تنجمش تعمل جروب هيدنج without a total. So الاكونت الاخر اللي هو مع مع الهيدن اكونت ولا جروب هيدن اكونت عندنا الجروب اللي هو T by the way say is the group total account. Again, is this total current asset as an example? Is it postable or non-postable? Of course, it's non-postable account. In other words, this account, you will never find it in debit, you will never find it in credit. Because it's just used to summarize or to do the sum of the existing assets, what are current assets, and that's all. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Nice. هذوما two types. احنا عندنا 5 types of accounts. ناخد توا شفتوا انا عندي في ال current assets I presented قلت عندي accounts receivable وعندي cash. اوكي كان ندخل شويه في الانفنتوري. ركزوا معايا في العام. الانفنتوري اذا كان you have many types of inventory many types. ركزوا معايا مليح في الكلمه many types. فما تنجمش تحط inventory وتحط amount. ماذا بيك تعطي details. So تحط inventory هنا وتدخل على some details على inventory. ماذا تلقى category A category B. Am I clear? معناتها I would like انه الانفنتوري section ولا subsection في الكرنت asset هذايا it's going to be much more detailed. Is it possible? It's possible. It's possible. So let's say we have just two categories of inventory to make it simple. هذايا receivable هذايا cash. اوكي يولي الانفنتوري اللي هنا شو اسمه؟ اذا كان هو is inventory يولي يخدم كانه heading. معناتها كاني قلت عندي كاتيجوري A معناتها inventory. خلينا نحكي inventory كاتيجوري A inventory كاتيجوري B. هذوما guys اذا كنت تعمل هكا so you divide الكاتيجوريز بتاعك so you need to create what we call a subgroup account A an A account. نفسر لك شنو هو ال A account. ناخذ الاكزامبل هنا نتاع A account. شفتوا لهنا الكاش cash to be deposited A cash draws A petty cash A. هذوما الكل كاتيجوريز تاع كاش. اوكي savings bank account A checking bank account A foreign currency bank A. ومن بعد تلقى total cash S. معناتها if you selected انك تحضر الاليمنتس نتاعك in an A account معناتها هذوما what we call them subgroup account. Remember subgroup account. So هذايا it's a subgroup account يعني it's an A راهو also the category B راهو كيف it's an A subgroup account. اما every time you create a subgroup account لازمك بعدهم تعمل توتال. والتوتال هذا اسمه subgroup total. ذيك علاش نلقاو الكاتيجوري بعد subgroup account ثم subgroup total. So it's a must that you total these subgroups. So after 2 A's it's a must to find an S. يا خويا after 3 A's I have to find an S. معناتها the logical order انه every time you have an A or a list of A's so we do have an S to be presented اللي هو شنو؟ total inventory. Okay, this is an S. S what? Is subgroup مش account total. Hi guys. هذوما كاتيجوري A كاتيجوري B هذوما postable account. هذا تلقاه في الديبت اند كريدت. معناتها every time you're selling ولا you're purchasing باش تلقى روحك you debit this inventory account or you credit this inventory account if you're selling. The total inventory is the subgroup total. Is it postable? No, it's a non-postable. بلاش يصلح. It's just to compute the total for inventory section ولا subsection. So it's a non-postable account. يعني كأنه يحكي لي على total يشبه شوية للتي. It's a total account. Total account. So non-postable account. Okay. Total inventory. ناخذ examples هنا from the chart of account. You see? هنا عندي too many accounts اللي هما related to cash. بعد عملت لهم total. اهو S. Okay. عندي هنا for the Visa Mastercard, the Visa receivable, American Express receivable rate. وبعد عملت لهم total credit card receivables. Okay. شديت الانفستمنتس. طب خلينا الانفستمنت I'll get back to it. For account receivable ديما احنا we know in account receivable we presented this way. You presented account receivable minus a loss for doubtful account. So تعمل A minus the contra asset to find the total receivable is an S. Okay. Too many examples. I got it. معناتها كي تبدا عندي كاتيجوري اللي نجم ندخل فيها في سب كاتيجوريز تمشي تقسم تعمل A وبعد تعمل قد ما تحب A's ومن بعد كده تعمل S. That's all. معناتها it's a must to have an S for the A's. معناتها مستحيل in the chart of account بعد مجموعه نتاع A's ما تلقاش S. استحال. هاك باش تلقى AAS 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 you find جي it's okay. معناتها تمشي بعد نرجع للجي account what is it كيف list of A and it's a must to find an S. See total credit card payable etc. إذا كان الاكونت نتاعي ما يستحقش انه يتقسم we don't need to divide it into subcategories. يا خويا عندي just one cash مش تعمل له ما ثم زوج طرق. يا تعمل له A وبعد في جرته تعمل له S على A واحدة واللي هو it's a waste of time. وإلا تعمل حاجة سهلة برشا تقول له بربي هو بويسك هو it's just one category cash ولا receivable نستعمل الجروب account G account group account. ايش معناتها group account؟ group account is an account that is postable. We use it in debit and credit وهو بيدو is the total. معناتها it's just one category. Yeah. So the group account is what? Is a postable account group account. G group account. It's an account that we're using in debit and credit but it's also a total. It's totaled by itself. معناتها هو في حد ذاته account that is postable but هو يعطي التوتال نتاعو. It's a postable account. Postable account. ناخذ example when we go to the chart of account. شفتوا هنا في حكيت على الانفستمنت قبيله. شفتوا الانفستمنت بعد ما عملت التوتال نتاع حكايه الكريدت كارد عملت اس شفت ايش عندي؟ investment. ما عنديش too many investments. It's just a single investment. Okay. So نحطه as a single account نحطه group account. خير من اللي نعمل له A ومن بعد في جرته S. بعد بالله باش تعمل total S sub group total على just one sub group account is not possible. Okay. So خليها هكايا group account it's making much more sense. شفتوا الانفنتوري asset اللي بدلنا لهم اسمهم earlier. Computer supplies, manuals, computer hardware etc. Okay. هذوما الكمبيوتر سبلايز ذا مانوالز كمبيوتر هاردوير حطيناهم جروب اكونت خاطر نجم يكون عندي سب كاتيجوريز في الكمبيوتر سبلايز تنجم تحل وقت تعمل ايز مجموعه بتاع ايز ومن بعد اس. اوكي Guys, if you have any question related to this presentation on the types of account, please let me know. حتى باش نرجع للاكونت that we just created فكرتوه deductions total. I will get back to it. But if you have any question, please let me know.
Monsieur,
Yes, Siri.
S accounts non-postable.
Non-postable. هو يعمل توتال على كاتيجوريز اللي هما postable. معناتها تصور الاس هكا just I'm presenting it. Yes. See, it's a non-postable account. هو وظيفته كيما التي، معناتها جوست يعمل لك التوتال نتاع الكاتيجوري هذيك.
Okay, thank you, sir.
To make it simple, عندي two postable accounts اللي نستعملهم debit credit، يا ال A يا G. الباقي الكل non postable، معناتها عندي 3 categories that are non postable account and only 2 categories that are postable. Postable account means that we can use them in accounting in form of debit or credit. Guys, what was the account that we created احنا قبل ما نعطي just part of the lecture on the types? What was the account that we created? 2020 90 هكا. شو اسمه guys؟ سميناه deductions.
Deductions total.
That's right. شنو هي الكاتيجوري اللي حطيناه؟ What's the type اللي حطينا له deductions total؟
S.
Is it logical؟
No.
خاطر لازم قبل الاس فما A. So ريتو هنا جروب accounts هذوما ديجا postable اللي هما totaled by themselves. So هنا بدلت الفكرة. كيف عملت deductions total شفتوا deductions 1 2 3 4 5 هذوما كلهم لازمني نبدلهم A. معناتها sub group account. اوكي؟ كيف نبدلهم sub group account؟ باش نبدلهم الكل. نمشي deduction 1 sub group account subgroup account subgroup account and yes subgroup account والfifth subgroup account and save and close. تو am I correct كيف نعمل طالة تو A subgroup deduction 1 deduction 2 deduction 3 deduction 4 deduction 5 and deduction total. هاد نعملو طالة تو مرة أخرى على check the validity of the accounts. What happened? The accounts are in a logical order. يقول لك the software is fine. Now it's validated. معقول. Okay? If the list of account or the chart of account sorry is in a logical order امشي لأي statement تحب تحضره. امشي trial balance. Click on display. Displaying this is the trial balance. You'll find the list of accounts. صحيح هم كلهم zeros because we didn't start, let's say, recording anything. So you see, but the list of accounts are, let's say, presented in this trial balance. موجودة trial balance. We can prepare it. We can edit it. It's okay. So if I ask you now, يقول لك if the list of account or the chart of account is not in a logical order, what are the consequences? You cannot prepare the reports. You cannot ask the software to prepare the reports, all the reports, including the financial statements. Okay? Do you have any question?
All clear, sir.
Okay. Can I guarantee that all of you guys are fine? That means I'm checking on you one by one now, so we'll see. If you have any problem, if you have any question, please share it with me. Is it fine? I don't know. Technically, the session we're taking online, is it fine? معناتها, do you see the screen clearly? Are you able, of course, to find my notes with ease? And notes, by the way, اللي ناخذ فيهم توا on Microsoft Blackboard, نجم I export them ونبعثهم لكم tout de suite. Okay, this is export. CCT 130 capture. Okay. Notes that I just took. Okay. Just نجم نحطهم لكم tout de suite على chat. So the chat box. Okay. Okay, guys. Okay. You'll find تلقاوها على chat, so you can download this capture. It's okay?
Sir, I can't open the chat section. معلش كان أنا ولا الناس الكل؟ Hey, me too. I think because we're guests.
Your guest, yes.
No, I'm not a guest. أنا حالة بالTBS account.
ما يقلقش بالكل. خاطر عندنا كورس بيج مع بعضنا اللي هو on the BA platform. I can go to stage 50. نوليو كل سيشن شنو نعملو accounting technology and bookkeeping. ندخل هنا. alors نعملو we create a new section. نسميوها ولا new topic. هذا new topic نسميوها shared Microsoft Blackboard. نطلع من فوق. So we'll get it organized. شفتوها بعد just تلقاوها section بعد ال in-class activities. You see, just after the in-class activities تلقاو shared Microsoft Blackboard. And voilà, نحطو upload. هكذا تلقاها غادي. It's okay. All the necessary ولا the important notes اللي ناخذوهم during the session just قولوا لي sir بربي just take a capture on. خامن export and put it on the shared Microsoft Blackboard. You will find it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Nice. بيه عنا حاجة أخرى. يعني احنا by the end of each session to guarantee إنه all the efforts اللي عملناهم in class يكونوا موجودين. So because I'm using of course أنت نستعمل في اللابتوب متاعي to make it or to guarantee that the efforts اللي عملتهم توا today اللي هما are going to be saved بيه موجود. لأنك حتى كان تخرج توا من السوفت وير ترجع تحل الكامباني متاعك تلقاها موجودة معناتها عمره ما يضيع لك حتى شيء. ما تقولش I have to save before I close. هو وحده يعمل saving systematically. معناتها every single modification that you do in the software it's saved systematically. فما تخافش. تسكر البي سي تكرش تحرق ما عندك حتى مشكل. راهو ديما تلقى الانفورميشن اخر حاجه عملتها تلقاها موجوده. اما just to take benefit from the efforts. مثلا تقول لي سير ماذا بيا نشوف خدمتك انت عندي انا. So I have to create a backup for you. Now that's exactly what I do. Fine. شوف ايش باش نعملوا بالضبط. How to create a backup. Please follow me. You are it's not that difficult. You see, file. You click on backup. يقول لك وين باش تحطوا الباك اب هذا. First you have to name it. قبل ما شيء نمشيو نختاروا وين باش نحطوا الباك اب. أنا so let's say نمشي organized. So نمشي لل TBS. first 2022 نمشيو ل accounting مالا نقولوا لهنا ونحط الباك اب بالديت بتاع اليوم. الديت بتاع اليوم is 9th 2022. Okay. At the end of the session. شوف انه الباك اب هذا في اخر السيشن عملناه just before that we close and click on OK. So the backup is in progress. You see, backup complete. Come on. Back. Nice. باش ندخل هنا. الباك اب كيفاش يخرج زيبت فايل معناتها تلقاها هكا. باهي باش نمشي للكورس بيج نتاعنا. تلقى ثم سيكشن اسمه باك ابس. باش نعمل تو سويت ابلود. هاكا الابلود اوريدي دان. معناتها كان تدخلوا الكورس بيج تو تلقاو الباك اب هذا تقول لي سير باهي اوكي هاو الباك اب كيفاش باش نخدم به تو. سو الديمو بسيط برشا. فانا باش ندخل تو شفتوا سيج 50. انا باش نسكر سيج 50 تو. اتس اوكي اي هاف كلوز ذيس سوفتوير. It's okay done. نعمل توا I double click on Sage 50 Premium. شفتوا الاوبشنز earlier we use create a new company. توا باش نعمل the third option you see restore from a backup. نقول اوكي next. you browse وين عندك الباك اب انت بالطبيعه تعمل له داونلود تخليه في ال so let's say نمشي للفولدر بتاعي. second هو باك اب ريتو February 9th. I click on اختاروا and I click on next. The next بعد يقول لك وين تحب تسجل الكامباني هذه اللي باش تخدم عليها from that backup او البروز. انا just to take it as a test نمشي للبيرو باش نقول نحط فولدر جديد نسميه just test. اوكي والنيم نتاع الفايل تسميه for example أنس and you click on enter then next and finish. هاو الفولدر متاعي test already باش يصير فيه ال creation that database اللي then I'm going to restore from the backup. okay open in the database. It's okay. guys سي بون هاكا سي بون تحلت توا الباك اب هذايا باسم انس. That's exactly الباك اب اللي احنا وصلنا له. If you go to guarantee انه الباك اب نتاعي تمشي للكمباني تمشي للشارت اوف اكونت. اخر حاجه عملناها if you remember انه عملنا الاكونت نمبر 2020 90 اللي هو deductions total وعملنا لهم already التايب نتاعو اس هكا ولا الليست نتاعو ايس. you see هذاك هو الباك اب that we use. okay so for each session انت تنجم تبدا حتى كان ما عندكش الابديت نتاعك على الكمبيوتر سو تنجم تستعمل الباك اب نتاعي اللي هو باي ذا اند اوف ذا سيشن باش تتبعني بيه. ميك سنس؟ باش يكون عندنا نفس الداتابيس. Is this clear؟ واضحة ولا؟
Yes, all clear.
Yes, sir.
واضح. معناتها مرة guys to summarize عندنا في الكورس بيج on the BA platform عندنا ال in-class activities نتاعنا so you'll find them with all the activities. حكاية settings you remember هكا ولا adapting the chart of accounts احنا already موجودين في هذوما في 6 ريتوها وين وصلنا we're there. بعد الان كلاس اكتيفيتيز تلقاو سيكشن اسمه شيرد مايكروسوفت بلاك بورد. اذا كان عندنا نوتس خذيناهم on مايكروسوفت بلاك بورد so using my graphic tablet so نحط لكم الشيرد مايكروسوفت النوتس هذوما تستحقوهم. واذا كان by the end of each session تلقاو عندنا الباك اب نتاع السيشن هذيك of course we can use it اي سيشن باش نبداو مع بعضنا عندنا the same database. make sense? that's fine. If you don't have any questions, so we can close the session. If you have questions, please share it with me.
Monsieur, عندي
Yes, Zakaria, go ahead.
احنا مش نعملوا باك اب.
كيفاش ما سمعتكش يا زكريا؟ Just your voice was lagging. قل لي.
اي قلت لك احنا مش لازم نعملوا باك اب يعني next session ماناش باش ندخلوا على باك اب باش ندخلوا على
الكامباني اللي خدمت عليها تنجم تخدم بها. اذا كان انت عندك شك انه الداتابيز اللي عندك باهيه والا ما خدمتش الاكتيفيتيز الكل استعمل الباك اب نتاعك. مرة أخرى صوتك بتقطع ما نعرفش الناس كل ما عندكم نفس المشكلة تسمعوا زكريا ولا؟
اي مسيو انا مخدم الفاك وكونيكسيون مش باهية معليش.
اي بلا هو جوستومون هو تعرف من الحاجات اللي بون مشكلة قالوا لي راهو الكونيكسيون تحسنت برشا فما نعرفش اسكو صحيح ولا لا خاطر عملناو وي تيستد الكونيكسيون حتى في الكلاس وقتها باش نعمل معناتها ريكوردينغز وكل شيء وسانا با مارشي. اذا ما نخدموش 4 جي راهو صعيب شويه ان الكونيكسيون تكون ستابل في التي بي اس. وي عندك شي سؤال اخر يا زكريا؟
سي بون مسيو مليك.
باهي باي guys if you don't have any question next time meeting نتقابلوا في التي بي اس هكا ولا we're going to be in lab. باش نحاول نجيب معايا بروجيكتور خاطر باش نعمل البرزنتيشن قدامكم وانتم you just you follow me من بعد نعملوا سامري مع بعضنا، اسكو نقعدوا ان كلاس والا نطلبوا نعملوا سيشنز اونلاين وسيشنز ان كلاس والا نحاولوا ديما سيشنز فيس تو فيس. سو بعد احنا نقرروا مع بعضنا، فهمت؟ فالديسيجنز كما قالوا الاداره، سو ديسيجنز ترجع للستودنتس والبروفيسور، هما اللي ياخذوا حاجه كيما هذه تو فولو the entire course online ولا hybrid etc. Okay, thank you so much guys, that was a real pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and see you next Wednesday in class on campus inshallah. Okay.
Okay, Sama.
Slama, thanks.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sam.